P4s. Okay, now we're going to be looking today at missing numbers and how to solve maths problems when we've not got the numbers we expect. So, you're all very good at working out a question when we have the missing number after the equals. You're all really good at working out how to get that. But what happens if the number we're missing is before the equals sign? So this is quite an easy question, obviously. Some of you will know the answer to this straight away, but I want us to practice how we would rearrange the sums in order to get them to look like this, and that way we can solve them the way we would normally solve them. And how do we do that? We use fact families. So I'm going to use fact families to help me solve this. So what I need to do is I need to get the missing bit after the equals, because I know how to do it if it's after the equals. So I need to think of my fact families. Now, this is an addition, which means the number at the end is my big number. And I will have a little number here, and I'll have another little number here. So this number is smaller than that one. So that gives me my three numbers. Yeah, okay, there's nothing there, but we can still write our fact families. So if we remember, our other fact family addition would be that. And that's not helping us at all, because we want that, our missing number, to be there, not at the beginning. So let's see if our takeaway ones help us. So we've put our big number first. We've put the little number that we know, equals, and then our third number is our missing number. And look, we've now got our empty spot at the end of the sum, which is where we're comfortable with it. So now we work it out like all the other sums we've done in the past. Again, you can do it as chimney sums, because that's what we've been practicing. You'd get the answer of 10, and then you can write it in there. Let's have a look at another one. Okay, so here's another sum. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to identify where our big number is. Remember, if it's an addition, it's going to have the big number at the end. And I know if I want to have one of my little numbers after the equals, that my big number has to go first, and I have to turn it into a takeaway with the fact families. So if I write my big number, take away my small number, it then puts the missing number at the end of the equation or sum. And then I can work it out as a chimney sum. In this case, I have to carry. And I get the answer 17, which I then put back into my equation. So that's what we do if the middle, if it's an add and the middle number is missing. What if our first number is missing? Okay, so with this equation, I've got my missing number at the beginning. So I need to look for two things. What sign is it first and foremost? So it's an add. So that tells me my big number is going to be at the end. And now I need to do the opposite of that, which, as you know, is a takeaway. And that will allow me to put my big number first. Because when we do takeaways, the big number always goes first. So the opposite of that is a takeaway. Still put my small number that I do know, because I don't know that small number, but I do know that small number. So remember our fact family tree. We have 25 up there. This one's 12. We're trying to identify this bit. So then 25 take away 12, again, as a chimney sum to work out what the missing piece is. And I get 13. So 25 take away 12 is 13. So that's how we do it if it's an add. I'm going to do one more add. Okay, so I'm going to do one more addition problem, just to show you why it's helpful to be able to do this. So for example, something at 350 equals 560. Well, we look at what it is. Well, it's an add sign, which means this is our big number. So we're then going to put our big number first. We're going to change that. We're going to get a takeaway. The small number we do know equals, and then we're going to write it as a chimney sum, because that's what we've been practicing a lot of. And we get 210. Because once I've rearranged it to this format, I can easily do a chimney sum because I'm good at them now. Okay, that's all been looking at addition ones. Okay, so we're going to have a look now at a takeaway sum and how we would do them. So with a takeaway sum, so it's a takeaway, the big number is at the front. And we need to rearrange that so that this one is at the end. But we're going to actually keep the big number at the front. Because what we need to do, so remember with our fact families, it's big number, take away small number equals small number. Remember the other fact family. So I can have 25, take away the small number equals the other small number. So this time I've just swapped those two over. And then I'm going to solve it as a chimney sum using column subtraction. And I get 11. So this time the sign stayed the same. The only thing that changed was those two. Okay, let me show you another one. So 27 take away something equals 11. So it's a takeaway. My big number is already at the front. So I'm going to keep my big number at the front. Instead, I'm just going to change my little numbers over. And then I can do my chimney sum. And I end up with the answer 16. So that's what we would do if the missing number, is after the minus, if it's in the middle. But what would we do if the missing number is at the beginning of a minus sum? Okay, so now my missing number is at the beginning of a takeaway sum. If you remember, what comes first with a takeaway sum? It's our big number. So if we need to find our big number out, what kind of question gives us our big number at the end? Because remember, we want to always be moving this missing number to the end. So think about your fact families. If you remember, we have little number, because if that's a takeaway, these two are little numbers, equals big number. So little number add little number equals big number. So that's what we're trying to find out. Remember, big number always goes first. So this is our big number. We don't know what it is, but that's our big number. So now that is over here because it's an add. So now we can do a chimney sum. But this time it's an addition chimney sum. Okay, and we end up with 51. So 51, take away 15 is 36. 15 add 36 is 51. I'm going to do one more. Okay, I've chosen a slightly bigger sum this time, just to show you how you can use that information that I'm making you practice with easier numbers when you come to hard numbers. So, if you remember, that's our takeaway sign. We've got a takeaway. And if it's a takeaway, our big number is first. So in this case, we don't know our big number. So we need our big number to be at the end. If we want our big number at the end, the question then becomes a plus. And we write our two smaller numbers down. And now we need to work out, using chimney sums, using column addition, what those two added together is equal. And we end up with 674. So this is where our big number would go. So 674. Have a go with the questions I've given you. Think about the level that you want to have a go at. Good luck.